Hey gang, JC here, and this is the Daily Dose for Tuesday, June 14th, 2011, a combined venture with Mind Active in beautiful downtown Brentwood. Great television archives at the top of the page, eye candy along the bottom. We archive everything here at jcontheline.com. And a reminder, you can also get us on Facebook at The Showgram with JC Corcoran, and we're on the air every day from noon until 3 on the Big 550 KTRS. We're coming to Fenton on Thursday afternoon. We're doing the show live from Swing Around Funtown, sort of a Father's Day type thing. So join us in Fenton at Swing Around Funtown, noon to 3 this Thursday. All right, let's get right to the news. Facebook traffic in the United States has dropped by 6 million in the month of May alone, a sign that social media may be on its way down. Apparently, it's time to find a new platform to annoy your friends with pictures of your pet bunny. Scientists say a deficiency of the brain chemical serotonin causes heterosexuality. Make that homosexuality. Important distinction, huh? Scientists say a deficiency of the brain chemical serotonin causes homosexuality in mice. Either way, Tracy Morgan hates him. And a Brooklyn man was kicked off a plane for repeatedly using the F word. So under that rule, apparently everybody now in New York is banned from flying. Last night on Entertainment Tonight, I had to laugh because if you saw this piece, you know what I'm talking about. Maria Shriver is being hounded by the paparazzi. So she actually goes right over to this guy's van and asks him to roll down the window and tries to engage him in a conversation and basically tries to kill the guy with kindness. And just basically says, look, we're just looking for some privacy. Could you please turn the camera off? This is a tough time for our family, for our kids. Would you do that? What's your name? The guy says, my name is Carl. Okay, would you do that? Of course, the guy is running tape the whole time and thinking to himself, cha-ching, cha-ching, cha-ching. This is making his efforts at getting Maria Shriver on camera even more valuable, something I guess she doesn't understand. And the two hosts that I like, Mark Steinis, he seems like a nice guy. We've had him on the air many times. But, E.T. hosts are sitting there, oh, how awful it is what the paparazzi does to these celebrities. Well, what's it going to take to stop this? Will somebody have to die? Will a celebrity have to be run off the road and killed before all of this stops? And I'm thinking to myself, I'm looking at the screen going, E.T., you're talking out of both sides of your mouth, because all you have to do is stop buying and stop airing these inflammatory, needle-pinning pictures and tapes, and the paparazzi creeps are out of business overnight. Don't give me that. I'm not a fan at all of this nonsense on Channel 5 called I'm Just Saying. It's a bunch of radio people trying to get free publicity. I'm all for that, too, but not by trying to pretend like you're some sort of a authoritative commentator. If you've built up a reputation for having cogent, intelligent things to say about various topics, that's one thing. But to just be some boneheaded DJ who's spinning, Lady Gaga records come on and start explaining the world to all of us who are trying to get a newscast, I think this is a ridiculous waste of time and an embarrassment to Channel 5. That having been said, this attorney from Clayton by the name of, maybe she's from U City, I'm not sure, Susan Block, I'll give her credit for having the guts to say something last night, saying that with regard to the Anthony Weiner case, that marital fidelity may not necessarily be one of the criteria that someone needs to be a political leader. Because you got athletes and politicians and entertainers, and 90% of them are cheating on their wives. That's right, 90% of your beloved athletes on the St. Louis Cardinals are cheating on their wives. I've been on the road with these guys many, many times for almost 3 decades. There's a small percentage of guys who are really sort of considered squares, and they're faithful to their wives. And some names I could throw at you, some of the most storied, beloved athletes in this city, and entertainers and politicians are horn dogs, and they never think they're going to get caught, and sometimes they do and sometimes they don't. But it always comes down to this phony baloney business about, well, it's about character. Oh, really? It's about character. Okay. So are you displaying character when you're a politician and you go bomb hundreds of thousands of innocent civilians just because you don't like the leader of the country? Is it character when you knowingly cut veterans' benefits, from a budget? It's okay to send them to war to get shot at and maimed and have their arms and legs blown off and, subject them to all sorts of horrific psychological strain, but we're going to cut their benefits. Is it character being displayed when you're writing legislation to cripple the middle class? This is a bunch of baloney. And I think she might be right. Maybe it's time to just do things the way they do it on the other side of the earth, overseas, where they just assume that their politicians are a bunch of horn dogs, and it rarely even factors into the equation. All right, Forbes.com has put together a list of the best paid celebrities under the age of 30. At number 19, Carrie Underwood. Miley Cyrus at number 16 made $15 million last year. Beyonce, $35 million. She's at number 8. Katy Perry. LeBron James made $48 million. No rings. Justin Bieber is, oh God, a little prick, made $53 million last year. He's 17 years old. He's at number 2. Lady Gaga at age 25 made $90 million. And getting conflicting reports on this Clarence Clemens stroke. He suffered that over the weekend. Some people are saying that he's showing miraculous signs of recovery, and other people are like, this guy is gravely ill. After the Dallas Mavericks, who cares about the NBA? 2.5 Men moving on without Charlie Sheen, and apparently Charlie moving on without them too. We had one of the guys from TMZ on the air yesterday on the Big 550 KTRS, and we're going to have that guy on every Monday at 2:40 in the afternoon on our show. So every Monday afternoon at 2:40, this guy from TMZ. But we started asking about Charlie Sheen yesterday, and he became very cryptic about what he was saying. I can't let the cat out of the bag. Well, somebody may have, because Charlie apparently in what they call deep negotiations to land a new sitcom. All we know is that it's being specifically written around Charlie. It's one of the broadcast networks involved. It could premiere as early as January, and 2.5 Men boss Chuck Lorre is not involved. I think that's a given. Here we go. An NBC affiliate in Utah refusing to air the network's new drama, The Playboy Club, which is scheduled to premiere this fall. They haven't even seen it yet. There have been a couple of promos, and that's it. All it is, they're just capitalizing on the what Mad Men and John Hamm have done so far. So going back to that era in the 1960s, it's like a nostalgia show. It's like Happy Days, but sort of like on a little darker, more provocative side. Okay, nostalgia is always popular. 1960s Playboy Club in Chicago, that's the setting. The station is owned by a company that's controlled by the Mormon Church. What a surprise. Oh, boy. All right. All these years, we've gotten the idea that Gene Simmons of Kiss has it made because he's in a rock and roll band. He's married to Shannon Tweed, former Playboy centerfold, and yet they have an open marriage, so he gets to boink whoever he wants. So yesterday, they're on the Today Show, both of them, and she's fed up with the arrangements, so maybe all is not good. Sounds like they could be coming to an end there. Octomom, Nadia Suleiman is, she's signed up for a 3-round fight in the Celebrity Boxing Federation. There was one. It'll take place on June 29th in New Jersey. No word yet on her opponent. Don't believe the hype. Most women really don't hate their bodies, and most aren't afraid to go to the beach this summer. In a new survey, only 18% of women, that's less than 1 in 5, say they dislike the way they look in a swimsuit. 42% of women say the hardest thing to find in a suit is enough support on the top. Is this a great country or what? New survey has figured out the average age when people finally give up on their lifelong quest to have abs and realize that it's time to enjoy hanging out on the couch and eating without any guilt. That age? 41. That explains a lot of what we're seeing and what you're going to see at the VP Fair next month. Unless, of course, you get a divorce. I never worked so hard on flattening my stomach than I did at 46 when I got divorced. All right, just in time for Father's Day, one of these dumb surveys, the Harris Interactive people, these are the same people who do the political surveys and stuff. They said, who would you like to have as your dad growing up? What do we got here? Number 5, Andy Taylor from the Andy Griffith Show. Number 4, Howard Cunningham from Happy Days. Jim Anderson, Father Knows Best. Ward Cleaver, Leave It to Beaver. Cliff Huxtable, The Cosby Show. Even Archie Bunker made it on the list as number 15. How about this for an answer? How about your own dad? How about your own dad? You want somebody else for a dad. How do you think your dad feels when you say stuff like that? Travel and Leisure magazine put out a list of the top 20 dirtiest cities in America, and believe it or not, for once, we don't make one of these ugly lists. New Orleans, number 1. Rest of the top 5, Philadelphia, LA, Memphis, and New York. Kansas City at number 19, but no St. Louis. All right, I get this question frequently. People say, you did those celebrity interviews for years and years and years. You had a lot of people come down to the radio station, be on the air with us. You've been backstage at lots of shows here in St. Louis and around the country and around the world. Did all those movie reviews and celebrity interviews in LA and New York for something like 16 years. Out of all of the beautiful women, who was the most beautiful? And I always surprise them with this answer, and it's true. First of all, I cannot tell you, I cannot even convey to you in words how pretty Dolly Parton was. I interviewed her for Steel Magnolias, and she didn't have all that nonsense hair. She had like a normal haircut. She had this scoop neck thing on, showing little cleavage, and her neck and her throat and her sort of, collarbone area and everything, her skin was indescribably beautiful. Looked like she had maybe never spent a day in the sun. Another one that I would actually categorize as statuesque, and in terms of statuesque, that was Nicole Kidman, although I'm not crazy about blondes. The one that I would have to say stands out more than any is having a birthday today. She's 43, but boy, oh boy, does she have a lot of miles on her. From Baywatch, Yasmine Bleeth. The whole package, folks. She was beautiful. She had beautiful eyes, big lips, great body, a keister that belongs in the Keister Hall of Fame. She's just always had very poor taste in men and not particularly good judgment, because if you saw that mugshot in Detroit from about 10 years ago, where she was all coked out and everything, it's a shame. I don't know what kind of shape she's in now, but boy, in the day, and this was 1998, 1999, right in there, and she looked fabulous. Also birthdaying today, an idiot, Donald Trump is 65. We're going to do a thing on the air tomorrow. I may even do it on this little segment, The Daily Dose, tomorrow. We'll see. But when you run the math on Donald Trump's business ventures, 19 failures in 17 years. You wouldn't believe the details on these business failures. That averages one new failed business every 11 months. Even worse, a lot of the people were financially ruined because of this successful, guru, this business guru. Man, oh man. All right, it was on this date in 1976. The Gong Show debuted on NBC and in syndication. I never missed it. And JC's Eye Candy today. I actually had 2 of these pools, these one-piece fiberglass pools. What they do is it's a shell, basically. It's shaped like a swimming pool, and it has stairs and everything else that a normal swimming pool has, but it's just one piece cast fiberglass. But the thing is huge, and you can't get it through a gangway or around an alley or anything like that. So what they do is they hire a guy with a giant crane. They pull up in front of your house. The crane picks it up off the flatbed and then swings it around over the top of your house. And then they have a pre-dug hole in the backyard, and they lower this thing into the hole. They backfill it with sand, load it with water, and you're swimming the next day. And it's a lot less expensive than a normal pool would cost. And they can do it practically overnight. You can have a swimming pool. That's how it works when everything goes according to the plan. What I have today is video of what happens when the plan fails. You gotta see this, JC's Eye Candy. It's right below what you're looking at right now. That's it, JC's Daily Dose for Tuesday, June 14th, 2011, a combined venture with Mind Active in beautiful downtown Brentwood. We talk to you every day from noon to 3, along with Trish Gazelle on the Big 550 KTRS. In the meantime, we've beaten this one to death. Have a good one. See you later. Bye.